Crazy Joe was torn from yesterday's headlines, and it's as terrifying as tomorrow's.
Good morning. Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. No, Crazy Joe Adventures. Excuse me. Not Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. Welcome back to Crazy Joe Adventures. Yeah, I've been spending too much time, quite frankly, on Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. That's one of the things we'll talk about. And you know, I feel like we've been here before. I feel like we've been in this same spot before, but we kind of keep circling back to the same old things. But it's a new year, and it's time to make changes. This is the first video I've done, live stream or recorded. The first video I've done of anything in the year 2024. The last video I posted on this channel was when the Philly Captain and I went to the American Treasure Tour, which was at the end of November. It was actually the Monday following Black Friday. That was when we shot that video. So that gives you an idea how long it's been since I've done a video on the Crazy Joe Adventures, which I do consider to be my main channel. The problem with this channel, and I do consider this to be my main channel, but the problem with this channel is it's a channel that by definition requires me to go out and do things. It's a channel that requires me to have adventures, get out of the house. And that's what I'm into. That's what I want to do on YouTube. You have to ask yourself what you want to do. That is what I want to do. And this channel is my focus. And I kind of said last year, I'm going to put the Crazy Joe's Concession Stand aside. I'm going to stop doing that channel. Then I didn't do that. I kept doing it. I feel like I know what I want to do. And what I want to do is I want to concentrate my time and effort on this channel, not that channel. But somehow I keep getting suckered back to that channel, for lack of a better word. That's not the best word, but for lack of a better word, I kind of keep getting persuaded to go back to doing movies, movie talk. I quite frankly want to be retired from movie talk. I don't want to talk about movies anymore. I don't want to review movies anymore. It's not what I want to do. It's not where my interests lie. And anyone who knows me knows my number one interest is movies. It is. That's my number one interest. But I find that movie talk makes my love of movies diminished, because I like to watch a movie for the joy of watching a movie. I like to watch a movie for just sit there, get lost in the film. And when you have the responsibility of, well, now I got to review this, and then you get you can be part of this often toxic online discourse about all this culture war crap, and this movie's no good because it's woke, which it's a lot of garbage. It's not the kind of thing I want to participate in, but I keep kind of getting drawn back to it. So I got to this year make a very, very concentrated effort of, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm here to do the Crazy Joe Adventures. See that logo? That's the logo. That's the logo right there. That's what we want. This is the channel. The other thing, and this was something I kind of had to come to last year. By the way, I see Lisa's here. Good to see you, Lisa. Absolutely. In fact, Lisa, I think we'll definitely be having an adventure together in May. If I'm not too much mistaken, I believe in May, Lisa and I will be having another adventure together. But anyway, I am a working guy. I have a regular job. This is not my occupation. Doing YouTube is not my occupation. I know there's some dingbats out there who will tell you, this is my job. This is my job. And some people it's true. Some people it's true. There are people out there who bust their ass on YouTube and they put out a lot of really good high quality videos and they're making a comfortable living at it. Then there's people out there who are not doing that, but claim they are. And those people are a cautionary tale. I don't want to be like those people. I have a regular job. I have a family. I have a wife. I have kids. That's my priority. That's always going to be my priority. I cannot make a living doing this. If I came to this at another time in my life, maybe I could make a living doing this, because you got to lay the groundwork. You got to really, really work at it. You got to put videos up like daily. You got to have you got to really, 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 like my friend Adam the Woo is a great example. Let's take Adam the Woo, for example. There's a guy who put in the groundwork. He went out on the road, was often broke, was living in a van, was basically homeless, living in a van, traveling the country with like 2 cents to rub together. And he did that for years. And he built up his channel and he put the work in and he built a foundation. And now he's doing great. He doesn't need anyone's help. He's self-sufficient off of YouTube, doing quite well, was able to just buy a house. Now, but it took him years of living in a van to do that. You know, like he had to work up to that. I, with a wife and kids, I cannot do that. Like I can't. So I was having a conversation with the Philly captain several months ago when I was shooting the Shazam video. We were at the Phillies game, we were talking, and I came to the conclusion that unlike some people who aspire to make YouTube their full-time job, I can never do that because I don't have the freedom to put in the work that is necessary to get there. So all this can ever be for me, all this can ever be is a hobby. And that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with just saying this is a hobby. And that's what this is. This is a hobby. I'm never going to be Adam the Woo. I'm never going to be the carpetbagger. And I'm not going to aspire to be. I am going to aspire to be Crazy Joe Adventures. Because that's what I want to do. I want to do Crazy Joe Adventures. And this is going to be a smaller channel. And that's okay. We've built a good community here. I've got a lot of regulars who watch my videos, been watching my videos for years. I appreciate you. It means the world to me that you guys are watching. And that's great. I don't got to be the #1 guy on YouTube. And that's not my goal. In fact, I would say that I hope we're currently at like under 4,000 subs right now. I hope this channel never, ever, ever has more than 10,000 subs. And that's not even saying I got to get to 10,000 subs. I would be happy if we got to 5,000. I would say that's good. 5,000. Let's call it a day. We don't need to grow anymore. We got a good community. I would be happy with that. And I would hope that I'm never actually bigger than 10,000 because the focus always does need to be on my family and my wife and my kids. That's where the focus has to be. But that said, I'm not willing to give up Crazy Joe Adventures because I have too much fun making these videos. The movie reviews, I don't really like doing that. I don't really like doing movie reviews. I like watching movies for fun. I don't like trying to review them. I see Mad Max is here, and it's good that you're here, Mad Max, because I have something for you. Mad Max says, good morning. I thought you were retired. I am retired for movie talk. We don't do movie talk anymore. I'm going to do Crazy Joe Adventures until I drop, or at least for the time being, whichever comes first. Now, I had something for Max, and you know, what the heck? I'm dropping stuff, man. It's a mess over here, man. It's a mess. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Max, say something in the chat. Let me know you're still there. Let me know you're still there, Max, because there's something in this envelope for you. This is for you, Max. In fact, see that box right there? That box is for you, Max. And this, what is in here, is going to go in that box. Then I'm going to take that box to the post office. Let me know you're still watching, Max. Max hasn't said anything in a little while. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the new year and how we're going to be approaching the Crazy Joe Adventures channel in the coming year. Oh, all right, here we go. I just got back from Walgreens, and Max, look at this. Look at this, 8x10. This 8x10 photo that just came from Walgreens. See, 2 Mad Max. Keep wearing those pajamas. Crazy Joe. There, that's coming to you, Max. This is just for you. Just for you. 2 Mad Max. Keep wearing those pajamas, Crazy Joe. Coming your way. So that is going in that box along with some other items. So I'll package that up later. There you go, Max. That's for you. All right. So what's coming this year on Crazy Joe Adventures? Well, we're going to be going out. We're going to be doing... The goal is always... The goal of the Crazy Joe Adventures channel is to get out of the house. That's the goal. See this? This is not an adventure. This is I don't do a lot of live streams on this channel anymore because sitting in the basement. This is, and look how messy the basement is. You know why? It's because I'm getting stuff out of here. Right now, the basement's a mess because I don't want the basement to be a mess anymore. It's got to be messier before it can get cleaner. You know, I'm getting rid of stuff. I'm getting stuff out of here. I'm shipping stuff out of here. I'm eBaying stuff. So it's kind of a mess right now. But the goal is it's a mess, so it's not a mess anymore. If that makes any sense, it's got to get dirtier before it gets cleaner. We're shipping stuff out of here. But yeah, we're going to be, all the videos are going to be on this channel. The Crazy Joe concession stand channel. I'm not doing it anymore. I said that last year. There was a live stream I did with, Explorer and Ryan. Explorer and Ryan and I did a joint live stream last year where we talked about our plans for our channels, our respective plans. And I said, this was going to be the focus going forward. And then I backtracked. But the thing is, the other channel's not making me happy. This channel is making me happy. So this is where my effort goes. It's just got to be that way. And I realize there's people who want to hear my thoughts on movies. They always want to be, oh, well, we want to hear what you think of we want to hear your movie reviews because that's what they expect. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Are you going to do what you're expected to do or what makes you happy? And I think a lot of people really just expect me to talk about movies. And that's what they've come to expect because I've been doing that since the beginning of this channel. When this channel started, it was the Megapodtastic. And we did 2 kinds of videos. We did the adventure videos where I went out and did stuff. And we also did movie reviews, physical media reviews. And you had both. And that was detrimental to the channel's growth. To be honest, that was detrimental to the channel's growth because as I was advised by a couple people, including Dan Larson from the Secret Galaxy YouTube channel told me this. You really got to focus. You really got to focus what you're doing. If your channel's too eclectic, you're going to lose your audience because the people who want to see one thing aren't going to be happy. The people that want to see the other thing aren't going to be happy. You kind of got to be focused. So I said, all right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus. This is no longer going to be a channel that has movie reviews. And we're going to split them. We'll do Crazy Joe Adventures, Crazy Joe's Concession Stand, 2 different channels, each one focusing on something that one aspect of what I used to do on this channel. But I really just want to focus on the Crazy Joe Adventures. But like I said, wife and kids, family, day job, Monday through Friday day job. These are the these are the focuses of my life, and they have to be the focuses of my life. So I can't play the algorithm game. And to anyone who knows how YouTube works, in order for your YouTube channel to grow, you almost have to do daily videos. Philly Captain told me if you're not posting a daily video, your channel's not going to get any traction. So I have to throw my arms up and say, okay, my channel's not going to get any traction then. It's just the way it's going to be. My channel's not going to get any traction. It is what it is. But that's okay. That's okay. Because it doesn't need to. All I need is a small community who appreciates the kind of things I'm trying to do. And if you aren't into what I'm doing, you don't have to watch. There's no obligation. And people seem to think that if you're on YouTube, the goal is to have 100K subscribers. That doesn't have to be the goal. That doesn't have to be the goal. Sometimes the goal is just having fun. Sometimes the goal is just being creative. I initially wanted to be a filmmaker. I went to film school. I'm not working in the film industry. So this is a bit of a creative output for me. And that's the thing I like about the Crazy Joe Adventures channel. If I'm going out and I'm doing stuff, it's almost like I'm making little movies. Little tiny, short subject films. When I'm sitting there doing a movie review, it's not the same. And I don't have the same level of satisfaction. When I put up a movie review, when I post a video where I did a movie review, I don't have the same satisfaction that I had if I post a video where like Dave Perillo and I went out and checked out a toy store or, something like that. Something where we went out, we did something. I get more satisfaction putting those videos up. They make me happier putting those videos up. So that's what we're going to concentrate on. And you may go weeks without seeing a video here because this is a hobby and it's got to be a hobby. This isn't my life. The kids are my life. And going to work Monday through Friday and clocking in and doing my job because that's what pays the bills, not this. That's my life. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on what direction this channel is going to be taking because I know I haven't posted a video to the Crazy Joe Adventures channel since November. And that's why. I'll tell you another thing. And by the way, I see a little movie perps here. Good to see a little movie perp. Lisa says, if that's not a Crazy Joe picture, I don't know what is. Lisa says, yes, my plan is to spend a long weekend in PA. Maybe hit up Strasburg train stuff for Nick. Then Mahoning weekend if all goes well. Maybe check out the Shady Maple hype too. You're welcome to tag along. Hey, little movie perp. You really, really should come up to Pennsylvania and check out the Mahoning Drive-In. A cinema guy like you, a guy who loves movies as much as you do, you would fall in love with the culture of the Mahoning Drive-In. You really would. I'd be there every weekend if I could. And Lisa lives in Rhode Island. She came down. She went to the Mahoning Drive-In. She can vouch. She was there one time. She's coming back again this year. But perp, if anyone I know would love the Mahoning Drive-In, it is you. And I would say, come on up and check it out. You need a place to crash. You can crash here. Max crashed here once. Happy to have you. That couch over there folds out. Max will tell you he was comfortable in it. But come on up, man. Yeah, you got to go to the Mahoning with me some weekend. You would. Look, Lisa says, yeah, I love the Mahoning. Wish I were closer. I'd be there all the time. So much fun. Check it out, perp. Come on up here to Pennsylvania. Check it out. And Jesse Swarbrick is here. Good to see you, Jesse. Happy to see you here. Mustang Man is here. We have a drive-in in Newburgh, Oregon, where I'm from. Hey, anywhere you got a drive-in, support it, man. If you have a drive-in, definitely support it. The Mahoning's different than most. I think most drive-ins most drive, not all drive-ins, but most drive-ins are showing current movies, whatever the hits of the day are. Like you go down and say, oh, we're going to go see Barbie and Oppenheimer, a double feature at the drive-in. But the Mahoning is very, very different. It's only classic films. They do a different double feature every Friday and Saturday night. Sunday, they usually only have one feature. Theme nights, usually, they look for theme double features. This year, I went to one that was a triple feature, shot out of a Canon night, 3 Canon films, Masters of the Universe, American Ninja, and I can't remember what the third one was. It was a Charles Bronson movie. I couldn't actually stay for the third one. I had to get home because it was the night before Christine's birthday. If I had been exhausted on Christine's birthday, she would have killed me. Muppet Mania night, or Muppets Take the Mahoning night. They did 2 Muppet movies in a row. They did Bill and Ted night. They showed the first 2 Bill and Teds in a row. It's always a theme. And support your drive-in wherever you can. If you have a drive-in, please support it, because they're a rarity these days, and it's a shame. But the Mahoning is almost like a mini convention every weekend for film lovers. And you can go alone and you will meet people that are into the same stuff you are. I met Joe Bob Briggs there. I went for the Joe Bob weekend. And it was fantastic. I met Joe Bob and Darcy, and I met friends there. I made friends that I still see regularly to this day in my adventures. Little story. If you go back and find it's on this channel. It's on the Crazy Joe Adventures channel. If you go find my Joe Bob, the Mahoning Drive-In Joe Bob video, there was a cannibal marketplace. Someone had set up a cannibal marketplace, and there was a woman on the video who was acting like a crazy, crazed hillbilly butcher. And I was talking to her for a while. I didn't get her name. She never broke character. She was in character as this crazy hillbilly character. And that was it. She was in my video, one and done. Months pass. Many, many months pass. I'm in Dragon Con in Atlanta. And I'm at one of the puppet events at Dragon Con. And after the event, I noticed a guy wearing a jacket with the Philadelphia Flyers logo. And he's with a girl wearing a sweatshirt that says Mahoning Drive-In. So I'm like, wow, I was in Atlanta, but I'm like, those are local PA people right there. Philadelphia Flyers and the Mahoning Drive-In. Those are local folks from my area. So I walked over to them. I said, hey, Mahoning Drive-In. Yes, I like the Mahoning Drive-In. And I'm talking to this girl wearing the Mahoning Drive-In sweatshirt. And something familiar was about her. And then I realized she was the cannibal, hillbilly cannibal that was in my video. And I go, you were in one of my videos. And she's like, yeah, I was. I'm like, yeah, the Joe Bob. And we've been friendly ever since. Like, I run into her out and about, and, we say hi to her. I'm Facebook friends with her, but met her at the Mahoning. And Mahoning brings people together. It's an awesome place. Frank Castle's here. Good to see you, Frank. Frank says, hi, Crazy Joe. Have you been planning your next adventure? I do have a video. I wanted to talk to you guys. I wanted to have a conversation. And this is it. I wanted to have a conversation. I wanted this to be the first thing I did in 2024. I wanted to talk about the direction we're going to go in 2024 before I post any videos. But I shot something yesterday. It's very short. It's not a long video. Anyone who's been watching this channel for a while knows I do a series of videos called It Used to Be a Movie Theater, where I track movie theaters that went out of business. And sometimes I do follow-ups on them. The latest chapter of It Used to Be a Movie Theater is going to drop very, very soon. I shot it yesterday. And it's a good news story. It's a one that I previously covered that went under, is coming back under new management. So it's a movie theater that closed, and now it's going to be back again. And we'll be following up on it again. I'll do a video from the theater when they officially open. But look for that soon. Some other things. Dave Perillo and I were going to be doing a video when he gets back from Florida. By the way, can I just tell you, I'm bummed out, man. I am bummed out. If my life had if things had played out slightly differently, right now I'd be on my way to Disney World. Seriously, I'd be on my way to Disney World right now if things had played out just slightly differently. Let me explain. Let me explain that story. If you're a longtime viewer, you probably know Dave Perillo gets invited down to Disney once a year to do, or a couple times a year, to do signings of his artwork, usually for the Festival of the Arts. And they usually want him to do 2 weekends of Festival of the Arts, one in January, one in February. And Dave doesn't want to go to Disney World alone. I mean, being in Disney World alone isn't a lot of fun. You want to take someone with you. Now, he's got a wife, he's got kids, but his wife has a job, his kids have school. So they want him to come down for 2 weekends every year. And the kids can't get out of school to go down twice. His wife can't, put her job on hold to go down twice. So they usually go down with him one of the 2 weekends. So the second of the 2 weekends, he usually asks a friend to come with him. Last year, he took me with him. Again, you can find the videos on this channel. Last year, Dave and I were down in Disney together. There were a couple videos done down there. Adam and I rode Splash Mountain for my last time. It wasn't his last time, but it was my last time on Splash Mountain. We shot this weekend last year when I was in Disney. Well, normally I feel guilty about leaving Christine and the girls alone to go down with them. I've done it a couple times, but normally I feel guilty about it. And I usually don't, he's asked me a couple times, and sometimes I say yes, sometimes I say no. And I always just feel bad about leaving Christine and the girls, because some people feel bad about leaving their family and going to Disney World for extended periods of time without their family. Some people do. I'm one of those people. And last year I went with them. And anyone who knows me, and by the way, we're going to segue into another topic in a little bit, but this is kind of related to the topic we're going to segue into. Anyone who knows me knows I love Tron. I am a huge Tron fan. Tron is one of my all-time favorite movies. And a ride opened at Disney World last year based on Tron. The Tron Light Cycle Run just opened in April of last year. Well, Dave took me down in January of last year, and Tron wasn't yet open. And one night I found myself at a bar drinking with one of the Disney executives down there. One of the Disney executives that kind of runs Festival of the Arts. She asked Dave and some of the other artists to get together and have a few drinks with her. And being as I was there with Dave, I ended up going too. And as the night went on, more and more people left, and it got to a point where it was just Dave and I and one other girl and this Disney executive. Her name was Mary, I think. And I'm sitting next to Mary, the Disney executive, and I had a few drinks in me, and they were doing test runs on Tron Light Cycle Run. It wasn't open to the public yet. And I just said, Mary, what do I got to do? I'm willing to offer bribes. What do I got to do to get onto Tron Light Cycle Run? And she laughed, and she basically said she couldn't help me. But I'm like, come on, I will do anything. I will do anything. Come on. Flex your Disney muscle. Help me get on that ride. I need to do this. And she couldn't help me. But I tried to do whatever I could to get her to let me on that ride. And I ended up going back down in March with the family. We took a family vacation. Still wasn't open yet. Opened in April. So I was in Disney twice last year, January and March. And neither time could I get on that Tron ride. And the Tron ride was doing test runs, and I saw it running, and it was mocking me. The Tron fanatic that I am, that I love Tron so much, this ride was mocking me. I couldn't get on it. And it's driving me crazy. So I said to Christine, I said, Christine, I don't usually like to leave you and the girls and go to Disney. Like, I feel guilty doing that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if Dave asked me to go to Disney with him next year, I'm not going to hesitate to say yes. I am going. Normally I feel bad leaving you, but I'm sorry. I got to ride that Tron ride. It was too much for me, knowing that Tron ride was doing test runs and that they were letting people on it, like, employees and, annual pass holders. And I just couldn't get on. It was killing me. And Christine said, I understand. Yeah, no, if Dave asks you, you can go again because I know you love Tron. You got to get on that ride. So a little bit of time passes. Dave hasn't asked me. And a little more time passes. Dave hasn't asked me. So I'm out in the car with Dave. We were going somewhere. We were having lunch or something. And I said to him, you doing Festival of the Arts this year? And he goes, yeah. I figured you probably wouldn't be able to go since you went last year. Because, I know you don't usually like to leave Christine and the girls. So I figured you probably couldn't go. So I invited Scott. I'm sitting there like, and I told him, I'm like, man, I already told Christine if you want, and he, you don't want to invite yourself. So it's like, I didn't say anything to Dave. And he's like, oh man, if I knew, I would have invited you. I didn't know. I thought you wouldn't be able to do it. I said, no, I get it. So, Dave left today. He's on his way to Disney. He took someone else with him this year. And, I'm a little heartbroken. I'm not going because, I was so ready to ride that Tron ride, but it's okay. I went twice last year. I told him, I said, well, remember next year, if you get invited again next year, I want to go with you. I got to ride that Tron ride. So we'll see what happens. Maybe this time next year I'll be in Disney riding the Tron ride, but it didn't happen this year. So let's use that as a segue. Now that we've talked about the Tron ride and the fact that I'm not going to be at Disney for the Festival of the Arts this year, let's use that as a segue. Let's talk about Tron because Cindy Morgan, who played Yuri in Tron, passed away a couple days ago. I met Cindy Morgan once. I got this autograph poster here. Signed by Bruce Boxleitner. I'm not good at the weatherman thing. The weatherman thing of you're doing the inverse. You're looking at the inverse image and trying to figure out where to point. So yeah, Bruce Boxleitner and Cindy Morgan signed this Tron poster. And age of, I believe she was 69 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, 69 I think she was. But Cindy Morgan has sadly passed away. I'm looking it up now. Cindy Morgan. Come on. Yeah, 69. And she died December 30th. Wow. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve she died. So it's very, very sad. I wanted to say, I'm very, very sorry to hear of her passing. I wish I could have, met her again as a fan. It's just very, very disappointing. Oh my Lord. We have a celebrity. We have a celebrity here. I believe it is hockey player Ron Hextall. Wait.
Hey, it's me, Ron.
I wasn't talking to anyone, so I didn't have my headset on. So I can't. Hang on. Since I was alone, I figured I didn't need a headset. Hey, Ron Hextall.
Hey, it's me, Ron. I'm Canadian. I like hockey. It's me, Ron.
Oh man.
I like to go to people's streams and, tell them how much I love hockey. I've been over to Perp stream. Now I'm here at you, Crazy Joe, because people seem to think we're the same person, Crazy Joe. We're not the same person. I'm Ron Hextall. I love hockey. I don't love movies. What the hell is a movie? I'm a hockey guy.
Yeah, how could we be the same person? It doesn't make sense.
This
Like,
is proof we are not the same person.
No,
I do
no.
not go crashing other people's streams
Of course not.
as Crazy Joe. I do it as Ron Hextall, me, Ron Hextall, hockey
Yes.
player.
Ron Hextall, yeah, former only hockey player, I believe, to ever only goalie to ever score a goal.
What? I did that.
You did that
Of course I did that. I'm Ron Hextall.
twice.
Twice. I did that twice. I was bored the second time, so I decided
Yeah.
to do it again.
They did a whole episode of the Goldbergs about you because Barry Goldberg missed. He left the game early and missed you scoring the goal, and he was heartbroken.
I remember that. I told him. I told
Yeah,
him, you're an idiot. You should have known I'm Ron. Of course I'm going to do it.
yeah.
So what are we talking about here? Retirements? I retired
Well-
once.
Well, we were talking about Cindy Morgan. Cindy Morgan from the movie Tron passed away this week.
Oh, rest in peace.
And she was only 69 years old. And I want to, if I can, hang on, I want to pull it up. A friend of mine, Mr. Todd Tuckey from TNT Amusements, just interviewed her about a month ago. He was at a convention and she was there. And just 1 month ago, she was on his channel. And she looks, you look at this interview, she looks terrific. And clearly something was going on. I don't know what she died from, but it's very sad because a month ago you can see she was doing
fine.
great. Yeah. So let me see. I'm not gonna play the video. I want people to go over to TNT Amusements and check out the video. Let's make sure that Todd gets the views, you know.
How did what was her outside of Tron, what's another movie I might have seen her in?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, okay.
Yes, she was in Caddyshack. Yeah, Ron, your Canadian accent's slipping.
It was slipping since the day I got here.
Oh,
Look, it turned Irish there. You heard that?
yeah, it's impressive. All right, so here you go. Look, over here on the TNT Amusements, be sure to subscribe to TNT Amusements. But Todd basically, he was at Houston, and you can see here, Houston Arcade Expo. This is where he met her. And this was like a month ago. But then he went and he clipped out just the portion where he interviewed Cindy Morgan 4 days ago, and he made it a standalone video. So you can go over, and in the last couple of days over on Todd's channel, you can watch this interview with Cindy Morgan, and it's worth watching. She looks great. She looks great. Like, you watch this video, it's shocking that in 1 month later, this woman passed away. Hey, and if you look on the screen here on the side, you can see my subscriptions. I've subscribed to some guy named Lil Movie Perp.
Oh yeah, I like to crash his channel. He's so boring. He needs me.
The Daily Woo, Secret Galaxy, Beetle Babe, some guy named Movie Madness Entertainment. I don't know who that is.
We got to crash that panel one day. He's due for one. He's due for a Ron, a big Ron.
Oh yeah, well, you got a show on his channel about a week ago, the Ron Hextall show.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
It was a good one. It's a good best show on that channel I've seen in a long time.
I agree. We talk hockey. I'm Ron Hextall.
So it looks like we've only got 6 viewers.
Yeah,
Anyone
I do that.
watching-
I'm Ron.
If anyone's watching, you got questions, feel free to toss them in here. How long have we been going? 40 minutes.
You see Echo yet, Crazy Joe?
I have not seen Echo yet.
I gotta finish it today. I saw 3.5 episodes.
I heard from Lil Movie Perp and from John Campia that it's not very good.
John Campia didn't like it.
He hated it.
He hated. I didn't. Well, Little Movie Perp didn't hate it.
But from what I've seen, the reviews are like the Rotten Tomatoes. It's fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So it seems that it was fairly well received. It doesn't look like people are saying it's like, an abomination. But
maybe it picks up in the last 2 episodes. That's what I'm hoping.
Green Peel is here. Hello, Green Peel.
Hey, Green Peel.
So Green Peel gives Echo a 7 out of 10. I
That's
actually
passable. That's good.
I just started What If. There's a new season of What If, and the problem with these Marvel shows is my wife wants to watch them too, so I kind of am beholden to her schedule, and if she's not available, I mean, I guess I could cheat on her and keep watching it without her, but that's I wouldn't
Only in
recommend
Joe's
it.
world is that considered cheating.
Yeah, so I don't do that though. I wait for her. Look, I've cheated on her with Star Trek though. I'll tell you that. There are times when she's too slow on Star
Depends
Trek.
which cast, which generation.
All of them. All of them. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You
Discovery,
slut.
Discovery, Lower Decks, Strange New Worlds. If there's a new episode of Star Trek and she's dragging her heels on watching it, like I got my limits. Like I'm waiting for her on the Marvel. I ain't waiting for her on the Star Trek.
Were you the one that told me Cronenberg's in Discovery?
Yeah.
I'm gonna see Discovery. When can I first see Cronenberg? In the first season? Will he show up?
No, he shows up
Damn it.
in season 3. In season
That's so
3,
far. I can't do it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll skip everything and go to season 3.
In season 3, they get transported into the future. When the show starts, it takes place before the original series, and then they end up getting shot into the future, and they can't get back. They're stuck in the future.
Ooh,
And,
I have a question for you, Joe. I have a hypothetical.
Yeah,
Okay, Shatner is still living with us. Thank God, he's still out there doing his thing. But they still did the Kelvin timeline.
yes,
Now, for some reason, people don't put that same, energy with the next generation. They don't want a younger Picard. But let's say they did do a younger Picard and they're going to cast. Who would you cast as a younger Picard? And don't say Tom Hardy, for the love of God.
I think people say Tom Hardy because Tom Hardy already played.
Yes, exactly. I know the
clone.
meme. I know the meme with Nemesis or whatever.
For some reason, hang on, I'm trying to find something, and for some reason, it's coming up in German. Here we go.
You cast a
all right.
German as Jean-Luc Picard?
Oh yeah. Now,
Who has the gravitas?
see, that's the thing. I don't
Who's a
really
young actor
know.
that has gravitas like that?
That's the thing, because I've never heard of Chris Pine before they cast him. Like, I think the best
True.
thing was they went and they found some unknown that none of us had really heard of. I mean, he'd done something. He was in like the Princess Diary movies.
Yeah, he was in
So,
Smoking
yeah,
Aces, I
right.
think. Yeah.
Here you go. David Cronenberg on Star Trek Discovery playing Kovich, Dr. Kovich.
He looks like
And,
a Kovich.
There he is. Look at him. He's dressed so 20th century.
Dr.
Glasses.
Kovich
necktie.
Kevorkian. That's what I would have called him. Kovich Kevorkian.
He's got like a suit and tie. There's nothing futuristic about him, but then he wears the Star Trek communicator on his jacket.
Is he a bad dude? Is he one of those like, I'm going too far, but I don't care?
No, he's
No?
he's basically just like a doctor. He's like a scientist. Like when the crew gets to the future, he's kind of
Okay. He's not bad. He's not a villain. He's not the doctor. These science experiments are unethical, doctor. None of that.
See, he's a history expert. Kovich was fascinated by Terran history since he was a boy. His professional expertise included a background in cognitive science with a specialty in artificial sentience and intelligence. So I don't know. He kind of has been helping them out because they came to the future.
That's a guy to go to if he's a history expert. Then he knows more or less what's going on with them, right?
Yeah. So Cronenberg, they asked Cronenberg, like, why are you on Star Trek? How did this happen? And he's like, well, I was living in Canada, and they're filming in Canada, and they were looking for actors, and I'm local, so
that's like the story of every Canadian entertainer. It's like, oh, they were shooting in Canada. I'm an entertainer, so I went over there on set, and they're like, hey, we could use you. That's how they got me to be a goalie. I just showed up in the game, and it's like, he's Canadian. He has to be good.
And Green Peel says the Canadian. I guess Green Peel is Canadian. He says we're all over Trek.
Nice.
Holocaust, Shatner, Doohan, Plummer, even all the Canadians have been on Star Trek. I'll
I
agree to that.
eh? We
Uh,
we formally apologize. This is all in good fun to all our Canadian brothers and sisters that we love.
Well, you're one
we
of
wish
them.
we wish we were you guys. Honestly,
You're-
us Americans, we constantly we're jealous.
Ron, you are Canadian.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. I am Canadian. Halfway Norway. I'm gonna start doing Norway accent when I'm doing Canadian. Welcome to Norway.
You know, I was watching the Fandom Initiative stream the other day. I had no idea that Turf Nation was from. Where did he say he was from?
He's like from Sweden or Norway. Yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea. No idea. And it's
that
funny.
explains so much to me because I thought that guy was a serial killer. He's so like cold and like, so I was like, that guy's either a serial killer or he's European. Thank God he's European.
Yeah, never would have guessed. Never would have guessed. And I didn't notice he had. You can hear an accent once you know, like when you know. Yeah. But I never would have noticed the accent before. It's wild. Anyway. Lisa says saw Wonka Saturday, rewatched the original last night. I know there are musicals, but I liked how songs were blended more naturally in the original. Wonka seemed excessive to me. Your thoughts? I loved it, man. Wonka is my second favorite movie of the year after Flash. I loved Wonka.
I thought Wonka was very, very magical. I will say this: I wasn't in love with the music. It was fine. It didn't bother me, but I'm not listening to it afterwards. It's for the movie only. I'll get into the vibe of the movie, but then afterwards, those songs completely left my brain. I don't remember a single one.
The songs in Wonka, there was every song in Wonka.
Yeah,
was better than Cheer Up Charlie. But
which one was that one? I don't remember that one.
That was in the original Willy Wonka. That when the
but you got to sing it. I don't remember titles.
Cheer up, Charlie, give me a smile. It's the fast forward part of the movie. It's the part of the movie everyone fast forwards through. Every song was better than Cheer Up Charlie, but every song was also weaker than every other song other than Cheer Up Charlie in the original.
Sure. That's still the catchiest song ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh yeah.
And the Depp version does get a lot of crap, man. But you know what? I do appreciate the weird take Depp did with that. He's like, that's called cannibalism. Like he's doing all these weird jokes that are kind of like hinting at that darkness that people wanted from a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie, even though I understand it's a kid's movie. For some reason, like every time we grow up with these children's things, we start getting like the sort of the subtext of it, and then it goes dark. It's like, oh yeah, it needs to be dark now. Now I get it. Oh yeah, he's killing all these kids one by one. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is essentially a slasher movie where he's taking them out one by one. And then people want that in their next reiteration. They want it outside of the subtext. They want it as the whole thing.
I never saw it. I never saw the Depp version.
It's good. I mean, it gets a lot of crap. It's not a good movie, but I think it is interesting performances in there. And I like Johnny Depp. I do. And I like Tim Burton. I know he gets a lot of crap, but I still like Tim Burton.
One thing I'm very disappointed about is when I first heard Tim Burton was going to remake Willy Wonka, I thought, well, there's one guy who has to play Willy Wonka. Has to. And he didn't. And that was Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken is Willy Wonka?
Oh my God. Can you imagine it?
Charlie, stay away from the chocolate river.
Charlie, it's an everlasting gobstopper.
It's an everlasting gobstopper.
You suck it and you suck it. It don't get any smaller.
You're in trouble, Charlie. There was a rumor once that Marilyn Manson was going to do it. Remember that? He was like pitching himself as like, I think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is about the devil. He's like, okay. All right, Marilyn Manson.
The strawberries taste like strawberries. The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Ew, that's boogers, right? Who the hell would make a booger flavor? Like, oh my God. That's un-Canadian. That's unpatriotic.
Ooh. Lisa says, I like Wonka and the songs were good. There were just a lot of them. It's a well-done movie, though I agree. The Depp version gives creepier vibes.
Yeah, it does.
Walking is Wonka.
Deliberately, too.
We can hope. Someday we'll get Christopher Walken as Willy Wonka, even though he's like 90 now.
You would think he would do that as an SNL skit at least or something.
Jake Casale says, when I saw Wonka, Timothy Chalamet felt to me like a young Gene Wilder. So anyway, someone had asked earlier on in the stream, like what the adventure plans were for the upcoming year. So I went on a rant about how Dave's in Disney and I'm not with him. Sad, tear rolls down the cheek. But when he gets back, we are going to do a follow-up. Last year, I tried to go to John's Roast Pork. You know, John's Roast Pork is considered to be one of the best cheesesteaks in Philly. And I tried to do that video. Wow. And when I went down there, they were closed. I got there right when they were closed for renovations. So Dave and I are going to go do a take 2 on that video. We're going to try to actually make that happen.
How long's the drive?
About 40 minutes.
Oh, that's not that bad.
I've talked to the Philly captain. He and I have, there's some things we've talked about doing together, some filming locations, filming location videos he and I were going to do together. I've been in contact with Jacob the Carpetbagger. We don't have anything solid planned yet, but he's going to be in town doing something at some point this year. And I threw a suggestion for him of a video I'd like to do, and nice. He seems game. So expect this year to see Carpetbagger, Philly Captain. Those are just some of the collaborations I'm going to be doing. Obviously, Dave Perillo and I are going to do stuff together. You'll see me at the Mahoning Drive-In. We're going to I'm always looking for something new. It's always like, what can I do? You don't want to repeat the same stuff too much, but at the same time, I'm not really in a position where I could travel. And when I can travel, I usually have the family with me, and I don't like filming when I got the family with me because my focus has to be on them. So I wish I could get out and do more. And Todd over at TNT Amusements. I'm going to be going over there, do a video with him at his place, showing off to anyone not in the Philadelphia area. Todd Tuckey, TNT Amusements. He's a bit of a local celebrity because back in the 90s, like if you were out at the bar coming home late at night and it's like 3 a.m. and you turn the TV on, you would always get one of his infomercials. He basically sells refurbished and brand new arcade cabinets, pinball machines. That's what he sells. And he used to take out these half-hour ads on public access or not public, they were infomercials. They would air like on late at night, and he'd always do a gag where he'd get his hand caught in the machines and like pretend he hurt his hand, but it was a fake hand. So yeah, I'm going over to his place, going to shoot a video with him. That's some of the stuff I got planned. And I'm obviously going to be keeping an eye out and seeing what else I could do, but don't expect like weekly uploads because I can't keep up with that kind of schedule.
Have you thought about maybe if you do streams or stuff, you just chop up those streams to the individual segments and release those on the video section? Something like that. Dane and Initiative does that, and it seems to work out very well for them.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't really like doing streams on this channel. I mean, like this channel, it's Crazy Joe Adventures. I feel like if you go tune into this channel and you see me in the basement, I feel like this is kind of a, I'll do a stream every now and then. Like this is obviously going up on the Crazy Joe Adventures channel. This is a stream, so yeah, it's not like I'll never do them, but if I'm uploading to this channel, I feel like you should see me out. Like I should not be in my house. Like if I'm in my house on this channel.
Yeah, it's called Crazy Joe Adventures.
Yeah, what's the adventure? I clean the bathroom.
That is an adventure. That's a horror movie.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that. So that's the goal. And just think, you could be watching me in Disney right now, but no, I'm not bitter.
You're not bitter.
No, I can't.
It's Disney, the Disneyland or the world, baby.
The world. Your hood.
My hood, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it down here, up here.
Yeah, I could be down there today if the things played out differently. But
There's lots of
Maybe
stuff
next year.
that happens around my area. I constantly get those Geeks and Gamer guys doing like little trips over here. And I've wanted to like meet up with them at a convention or something, ask questions and shit.
Well, Bob over at Organized Chaos.
Yeah, I like Bob.
He put like a call out to Jeremy. I don't know if you saw this.
I did not.
Jeremy said something about like, I'm tired of grifting or something like, I forget what it was. I'm not going to get the words right, but he said something.
Wait, did he say, was that something else outside of like, you know what we do? Cause I think he had a panel where Jeremy said like straight up, like, this is what we do. We create narratives out of things. Like, and everyone's like, what?
He basically said something to the effect of, I don't really like Disney Star Wars right now. I don't think it's very good, but it's a very good grift if you want to make money for your channel. And that's flat out what he said, like on Twitter. He said it was, and Bob quote tweeted him and said, "Hey Jeremy, I really appreciate your honesty and that you're coming out and just saying what it is you guys do. Why don't you come on my channel as a guest, and it won't be a debate, it won't be a confrontation, it won't be a any kind of a us versus you kind of thing. Just talk about the things we love." And I saw that and I'm like, I'd like to watch that stream. But he didn't respond, of course. Yeah. Which is a shame.
So, I think Jeremy's been showing hints that he's done with this type of stuff, or maybe it's not growing as much as he thought it would. Because I know he's tried it with this whole stuff with other like institutions, if you will. Like he tried doing this with sports, I guess, and on top of like media, and just like, oh, look at the NBA's going woke. Oh, the football, like, he literally started the same thing in a different channel, but all sports news and how it's, being corrupted by the wokies and stuff like that. So I don't know, but sometimes I do think that Jeremy can have a real conversation. I've seen it before. I've seen him over at Mad Max's.
He's been on Max's channel. I wasn't there that night. Like
neither was I. But then he's also had moments with Chris the Bipolar Jedi where he's reached out to Chris the Bipolar Jedi privately and be like, "Look, I'm sorry about this thing. I don't know exactly what he said, but he's apologized to Chris the Bipolar Jedi. He's like, I don't really take this seriously, stuff like this." So there might be cracks. There might be cracks that he's sort of hinting at this is not who I am, or I'm not. This is affecting me now to a bad place or something. I don't know.
One thing that I always appreciated about him, though, is that he does show that he has a sense of humor.
Sure.
A lot of people don't. A lot of these guys do not have any kind of indication they have a sense of humor. But like, my friend, that Junk Man, if you ever, I don't know.
Sure. He does all those awesome crank calls.
Yeah. Did you see the one where with the Jeremy call?
It's another. No, I didn't see the Jeremy one.
All right, let me see if I can find this. A lot of people do not like. Okay, Junkman gets a call from Geeks and Gamers. Here it is. Let me see. So there's a guy on YouTube that I'm not crazy about. That I don't get along with too well. Retro Blasting. Michael French over at Retro Blasting. I can't stand this guy, and the guy doesn't have even a hint of a sense of humor. So like Junkman will do these
best crank callers.
Yeah, Junkman will do these crank calls with what's his name, Retro Blasting, and he throws a fit, and he like puts these copyright claims up there, and like, how dare you steal my material. But when he did it to Jeremy responded, "That's pretty damn funny." Like, he's like, "I got to admit, that's hilarious." And I'm like, all right, I'll give him credit. This guy, here it is. Hang on a second.
It's Junkman. What's going on?
Hey, Geek the Gamer Kid. Nothing much. Surfing the web. How's your day?
Unfortunately, I'm having to spend my time talking about high school level drama.
Oh, yeah? What's going on? Don't tell me drunk 3PO's on the rag again.
It is like high school bullshit. It's like women. It's bullshit.
It's like women.
Shoe colors or some bullshit like that. It's like
It's like women.
Period.
Who started the drama this week? Pablo Abadabalo?
Doomcock being so upset about Ryan having an opinion, and then he decides he wants to pull me into it and other people. And I'm not here to speak for other people. I'm here to speak for me and me alone.
Well, damn, that sucks. But that's all you can do, I guess, is speak for yourself.
And I'm so tired of this shit. Doomcock is acting like a fucking woman. I have
What is it? These guys and
texted
women.
him.
I swear to
I have
God.
private messaged him, and he will not respond.
Well, he is a man that wears a bedpan on his head.
But he wants to get on Twitter and cry all fucking night long.
He makes a career
Like a
out of
woman.
making people angry.
And I am continuing to see him spurg out on Twitter like a fucking woman.
I guess
Oh my
someone said he
God.
made up news again. That really upsets him.
I fucking called
Does his
this
wife
man
listen to this? I'm like, what do you
directly
mean by that?
because I have his phone number and he has mine. I private message him. I text him, and he does not want to respond.
Damn, that's called getting ghosted.
This is so goddamn dumb. I'm so fucking tired of high school level drama. This is why I got away from the Fandom Menace.
Away from it, you are the Phantom Menace.
My nerdy home got her Twitter false flagged and temporarily suspended.
Whew. That sucks for her. How's your channel doing?
Geeks and Gamers is losing subs. That's fine. That's not the problem here.
Well, again, that's the Phantom Menace for you.
It is embarrassing. It is beneath us. Absolutely
Beneath us.
pathetic.
No, it's
in
not.
every single possible fucking way.
Preach on, brother.
If you think that George Lucas has a George Lucas cut of The Rise of Skywalker, that's great. I don't.
I don't think
If
that.
you
Are
think that
you
George
kidding
Lucas
me?
is coming back to take
Pause
over
it,
Star
pause
Wars
it,
at his age,
Pause it.
that's great.
Pause it right
thinks
now.
that, Jeremy. Nobody thinks that.
If you think that Kathleen Kennedy is
So the rumor is George Lucas has his own personal cut of Rise of Skywalker. That is hilarious, Joe. That is hilarious. You're muted, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is a couple years old.
Oh my God. That's
about-
still amazing. I
about
didn't hear
two-
about that one.
2 or 3 years ago, Doomcock was claiming that Rise of Skywalker was such a disaster that Disney brought in George Lucas to recut the movie, but Kathleen Kennedy rejected the Lucas cut.
She banned him from the editing bay. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and Jeremy was like the voice of reason, saying like, "Yeah, that didn't
That
happen."
is so stupid. That is so stupid. Dude, people
But
buy
Jer-
this shit.
But
You know why
Jeremy
people buy
won't-
this shit? You know why those audience members buy this? Because they stopped watching movies. And I think something
Yeah.
happened where they don't get that narrative diet that we all we need a healthy diet of like narratives and story. So when they don't get that healthy diet of narrative and story, they literally come up with one on their own, mix it with reality because we as humans, I feel we need stories. We need this stuff now. Like we've been sort of evolved into like, yeah, stories are a part of our lives and stuff. And when you cut that out, it starts getting replaced, right? With your reality. And now narrative and reality is blending. And now you're coming up with all these scenarios where it's super entertaining. George Lucas tried to break into Kathleen Kennedy to save the goddamn movie. And she banned him. Evil Queen Kathleen Kennedy banned him, barred him from the editing bay. That's why this happens. I have a theory. That's why this happens, because they don't have a healthy narrative diet.
Yeah, could be. They don't even know what a story is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. They don't even know what a story is because you'll hear something like, "Oh yeah, a woman is directing a movie," and they'll go, "Well, how come they're putting an emphasis on diversity and not the story?" And it's like, well, who says they're not putting an emphasis on the story? Like, having a diverse cast doesn't mean you don't have a story.
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
know.
It's not like you can have one. You can have a diverse cast, or you can have a story, but you can't have both. Like if you think that, I don't think you know what a story is.
I don't know how, because they say, oh, it's because they were concentrating on diversity casting rather than story. So what do you think that, like, I want to see that applied on set where there's just like the director's really concentrating on diversity. What does that mean? He's just looking at them and saying action? Like, what does that mean, concentrating on diversity rather than story? That makes absolutely no sense. I want to see that applied on a movie set. What they think that looks like. where director's not talking about story or anything with the actors. He's talking about their diversity. You're black, so you come over here and you say that or you think that. I don't know, like, how are they directing that? I want to know what these people think directing is.
Yeah, I don't know. This is part of the reason why I don't want to do movie talk anymore, because it's making.
I think this is important. Why we need you in movie talk. We gotta teach these kids straight, bro.
Here's the thing: I want to enjoy movies, though. I want to enjoy movies. I want to sit down and enjoy movies, and I want the drama to be on the screen, not off the screen.
Sure, I think there's a healthy way we could do that, because when we also have fun at shitty takes, right? Where we're making fun of, like, look what these guys think happens on set. You wouldn't want to have a discussion on that? That's funny.
I guess, but what about when it's look, I love Max. I love Max. He's every bit as bad as these guys, though. Like the whole how many videos are we gonna do about, like, poor Charmaine Obeid, am I pronouncing her name right? Charmaine Obeid Chinoy. This woman hasn't done anything yet. Like, they don't even have a finished script. They haven't shot a scene, and the narrative is already being written that she's gonna hate women, or she hates men. She wants to make the men uncomfortable. And it's like, and we've heard, Max, I love the guy, but we've heard Max say things like, well, why are they selling the movie this way? They're not selling the movie this way. They're not selling the movie. They haven't started shooting the movie. This is not marketing for the movie. This is someone interviewed a woman and asked her a few questions. This is not marketing for the movie. But we can't seem to get out of this narrative.
I think,
it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
It's a little exhausting, but to me, I think Max is a healthy platform where we could challenge because Max might have takes that are similar. He's obviously a different person. He means well, but he could see that perspective that we disagree with, and so we are able to have a platform where we could literally battle, because these guys, the Jeremys and all that, they don't want pushback at all. They won't. You'll never hear the opposite side of an argument. In Max's, you will. And we could push Max to the point that he literally saw that woman's documentaries. We were giving such great pushback that he stopped what he was doing. He's like, you know what? They're right. I can't judge this woman until I see her work. He did. He fell in love with the work. He said it was one of the greatest documentaries he's ever seen. So it's like, that's why I think it is healthy. And while, it is exhausting, I'm like, oh, God, Max, not today. I don't feel like debating this. I don't feel like doing that. I still think it's good to have an audience that sees the pushback, sees the other side of the argument. Even if we don't agree, he allows that to happen. I think that's a good thing.
That's true.
And it's fun. And it's fun, too. We get to make fun of each other and have fun with bad takes we don't like. I
guess it just gets so tiring. It's like,
look what happens with Brian every once in a while, where he's just over it, and he's just like, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I always say you need to have your opinion. Whatever your opinion is, you have to have your opinion.
Yeah.
But you also need to be able to look at the facts, and you have to be able to separate the two and say, what's the difference? And I think too often than not, and this is why I always say, people get mad at me, but I always say the best movie talk show on YouTube is John Campea, because John Campea has that ability. He'll tell you what he thinks. He'll tell you what his opinion is, but he'll also be able to analytically look at the facts and say, this is the way it goes. And he can separate the two. When we have conversations about Zack Snyder, so many people are like Snyder bros. They can't get outside of the Snyder bubble. And like, how many times have we heard the narrative, well, if Zack Snyder came back, they would be having success. Well, there's a reason they got rid of him. There's a reason they didn't ask him to come back. If they saw great success in bringing him back, he'd be back already.
Yeah.
But the bubble doesn't allow them to see that. I always put it this way. I always use Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory is the perfect example. I hate the Big Bang Theory. I think the Big Bang Theory is unfunny. I think it's one of the worst shows I've ever seen. And I can tell you my opinion is I hate the Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't change reality and try to pretend that the Big Bang Theory was not a monster hit for CBS. Yeah. My disliking it does not change the fact that it was a massive success.
Yeah,
It-
I
it's-
agree.
Yeah, and it's like we get this way with the rise. Was it the Last Jedi? People, I don't like the Last Jedi. Okay, you don't like the Last Jedi. It's the second highest grossing Star Wars movie of all time. And then
I know,
people are
right?
like,
People are absolutely insane to think, why are we getting a Rey movie? Why, dude, each one of her movies made $1 billion. Each
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Every single Rey, that character is $1 billion character. Like, of course they're gonna make another one.
People keep saying why would they do Rey? Why would they go back to Rey? Nobody wants Rey. Why would they?
They're insane. I would go back to
Yeah.
Rey. If Star Wars went to another company, they would probably try to get Rey in there again because it's $1 billion character.
Yeah, the character, everyone, including the weakest one that the critics didn't like, got negative reviews by the critics, still made $1 billion. And also, I'll take it a step further. Disney has money riding on that character because they built an entire section of the theme park centered around the prequel trilogy. Galaxy's Edge, Disney World, and Disneyland is set in the era of the sequel trilogy. The biggest ride in there, the Rise of the Resistance, which has like a 90-minute wait daily on average.
Yeah,
it's one of the most popular rides in the park. Rey is a character in that ride. You know, it's set in that era. So they've invested.
Nieces love Rey. My nieces love Rey.
So much money has been invested into just in the theme parks.
Yeah,
Rey, that it's in Disney's best interest to keep that character relevant. So you know, it's a no-brainer, but people can't see past their opinions, and I don't know, it gets frustrating.
Yeah, because even if, let's say, the newest Rey movie doesn't make $1 billion, it makes 800 and everyone says it's a fail. That's not a fail. Like, it would have made less if they didn't use Rey, you know, whatever the next Disney movie is. We can't be playing like, oh, if they would have done this, it would have made that. I think that's pretty silly. I think John Campea is really good with that too. When he's like, you can't be saying Flash would have made more than 55 million if it did this, because what if it made less than 55 million? If they did that, if they did what you wanted, you know, I like when Campea does that, where he stops the because that's one thing that I get really annoyed with fandom is that they think they have the answers to making $1 billion. You just need to do this. You just need to do that. It's like there's a chance they would have done worse, you know, by doing that.
He does say some things. I mean, you know, nobody's right 100% of the time, but he does have some crazy takes too.
Absolutely,
like,
we all do. We all do. Joe.
Like there were rumors of Grant Gustin taking over as the Flash when they were gonna, you know, we knew Ezra's not gonna come back after all things. So there were rumors of Grant Gustin, and he kept saying no way, because you can get Grant Gustin for free on television, and he sure doesn't get high ratings. So if people aren't tuning in for free, why would they pay to see him? And I'm like, that is not a fair comparison. That is not a fair comparison because number one, you're talking ratings. What about Netflix? The Flash is streaming on Netflix. What are the Netflix numbers? Do you know that? But you don't. I don't.
I know Supergirl does really well on Netflix. I heard for some reason Supergirl is the best one on Netflix.
Right. And number two, it's kind of irrelevant because if you're introducing Flash into a shared universe, then it's not about one actor. It's about the ensemble. So if you make a Justice League movie or a Batman movie or something and Grant Gustin shows up, he's going to then be exposed to an audience that's never seen the TV show. They may not have known him from the TV, but they're going to know him now because now he's sharing the screen with these other heroes. So if anything, putting him in the movies might boost the TV show. I don't know. Like, I just think that's kind of a boneheaded argument, but you know, it is what it is.
I think we're going to have, and when studios like Warner Brothers are, you know, they're in transition and all that, that's when all the boneheaded takes come out. So it's like, we have to like almost have a bigger threshold for shitty takes when stuff like what's happening with DCU, Warner Brothers, when that's happening, just expect worse takes and be more forgiving, I think, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Oh man, we're going down a rabbit hole.
I love it. It all started with a crank call from Jeremy.
Yeah. So I know I love this video and I love the fact that Jeremy had a sense of humor about it and was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
It is. Well, I mean, he's at that age where it's like he's had life experiences, and what else can you do? I mean, this is what he can't be doing what young Rippa did, Rippaverse, when it's like you take yourself so goddamn serious. Every joke is an affront against you as a
But wait,
person. and
is
all that.
Jeremy older than Eric July?
I feel like he is, or that's why I didn't say older. I said more experience. You know, like he's had life experiences that Eric July.
I'll tell you this: if he's older than Eric July has I don't know what's wrong with that guy, but he must be like hitting the booze or something because he looks.
I feel he's younger. Maybe it's the way he dresses. I think Eric July does dress hipper than freaking Jeremy. You know? Maybe that's what it is.
Oh boy,
He has cool hats.
I still don't understand why he calls himself Young Rippa. Rippa. It sounds like it's
a fart, right?
Yeah, it sounds like a
Rippa
fart. Yeah. You.
It's a young fart. That's all it is.
Oh, Eric July just ripped another one.
Ripped another one. Are you gonna read? I'm actually gonna read Yara, the comic, because I'm actually a big fan of the Soska sisters. I love their movie American Mary, and I love their remake of Cronenberg's Rabid.
Is it a book he's putting out?
Yes, the Yara, the Soska sisters are officially got tapped by him to be the lore masters of the Rippaverse. In their first book, they actually wrote a Black Widow comic. Like they're in the comic field, so I think it's going to be the best thing from the Rippaverse, without a doubt. Hey, Kingdom! Oh my God, I did it again. I always call him Kingdom when he's on chat. I always call Bruce for Kingdom. What's up, Kingdom? Yeah, I'm looking forward to Yara. Again, I think it's also important that we, as people, we don't turn into them where we're just hating every little thing that they came up with without reading it.
Well, I'm not.
I know Isom was boring as shit, so I feel I stopped reading it. I was like, yeah, it's boring as shit. It's bad.
Well,
here's everything else. I'm not gonna.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not going to pay $30 for a comic book. Like he does these. What does he do? These fundraisers, and it's like, oh, pay $30. If you're selling me a comic book and it's like I got to pay $30 for it, I'm not doing that. I mean, I don't go down to my local.
Depends how many pages.
I don't know. Yeah, I here's the thing. I subscribe to Disney or not Disney, DC Infinite. So I get my comics digitally. I pay annually, and I just get them through the app. I'm not even going down to the store and buying monthly books because it's too pricey. It's just cheaper to get the app.
Did you get the Godzilla? I had to get Godzilla versus the DC.
I didn't get that. No,
I had to. Dude, it's a bigger deal. I didn't know this. Like that in that. I guess they retcon this shit all the time. It's fucking comics. I'm not a comic book guy. But like Clark asks Lois to marry him. I thought that would already have happened already in comics. But I was like, oh, this is a big deal, isn't it? Like. I guess it's not.
I mean, well, they were married.
In a Godzilla, where Clark is marrying Lois. Okay,
I don't even know what the continuity is anymore because they were married. They had kids. They were.
Figured.
I mean, back in the '90s, he revealed who he was to her. They got engaged. They had the wedding. Mm-hmm. The wedding coincided with Lois and Clark, and then now they have
the Dean Cain show.
Yeah, because they got married on on that show too. So they tried to do a tie-in where like they put the comic book where they got married out around the same time he was getting married on the show. Now Bruce says it's an Elseworld story.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
You guys don't get annoyed by that? It's like, this is something else. It's not in the continuity. And I guess they have to do it like that because then everything gets messed up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the continuity is anymore.
Are you annoyed by that, or you don't care? You'll just read it anyway.
No, not really. I mean, there's so many continuities anymore that it's just.
Do you think it was a smart move that DC did the New 52 then? Because the continuities was getting messed up. It's just let's just fucking start over.
I actually do think that was a good idea, but then they tried to. Then people complained about it, and they were like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna undo it." And I don't know where they are now. Yeah, I mean, it was just like. I don't know. It's shit or get off the pot. If you're gonna reboot the continuity, reboot the continuity.
Yeah, Bruce likes it. That's good.
Yeah. So, I got this. I picked this book up. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Got the E.T. Ultimate Visual History. I gotta read this thing.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
You gotta first thing I would look for in that book is a picture of E.T. and Michael Jackson. That
It's
is
writ-
visual history.
It's written by Cassine Gaines, though. I've met Cassine
that?
Gaines. So he's an author. He wrote a book on Back to the Future. Wrote a book on Pee Wee's Playhouse. He's actually been on this channel. If you check out like my Chiller Theater video from about a year ago, Cassine Gaines is in it promoting this book. He's promoting the book, and I would have bought it from him at the time and had him sign it, but it was like a month before Christmas, and I was afraid someone was going to buy it for me for Christmas, so I didn't buy it. And then I didn't get it for Christmas. So I finally went out and bought it. Yeah.
Got it for myself. Find that Michael Jackson picture. Come on.
All right, let's see. Michael Jackson.
I love the ET ride when Spielberg just shows up. I'm talking to Steven Spielberg waiting in the line to get in that bike. He's like, "That's right, ET. We're going home, and you guys are gonna help him." And I'm like, "Oh, Spielberg's talking to me and only me."
Did you say? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, well, that's the picture to end all pictures right there. I'm gonna tell my kids that's the Hollywood power couple of the '80s.
But
look at him. Kids used to like. There's a weird fear respect thing with little kids. My nieces absolutely were terrified of ET, terrified, but they loved him at the same time. They're like they wanted to watch him from a distance. They just loved the idea of ET. And then when we took them to the Universal ride, they didn't want to be in the front because the ET head would pop out of the basket.
Oh, yeah.
And that would just scare the shit out of them. It's like a pop scare. It's like a jump scare.
Look at this. This is one of those books that's got little like replicas in there. They got the have you seen these books? They did a Ghostbusters book, a Back to the Future book.
Yeah.
They actually put like little tearaway, like you could actually take them out of the book if you wanted to, but like replicas of things. This has the join the official ET fan club.
Yeah. Oh my god, so many kids. I heard about that. I heard so many kids would write to ET wanting to have their own little ET.
Yeah,
crazy,
this
bro.
Pretty cool thing. Yeah, I got to tear through this. There's a lot of good stuff in here, and I really haven't had a chance to read it yet. Ooh, big handsome picture of Peter Coyote.
What are your favorite like making of books or whatever? Like books that chronicle the making of a certain production. Do you have one?
It's probably not that good of a book,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have it nearby. I'd have to go to another floor to grab it. But years ago, at Universal Studios Florida, this would have been in the 90s, I bought a book with all kinds of like behind the scenes pictures of Back to the Future.
Oh.
And I used to look through that book all the time. It's been, I still have it, but it's not nearby.
Oh, I remember that book. The Tim Burton one, the 89 Batman making of book. Yeah. I think I had that back in the day.
Green Peel asked about the supposed sequel, and then Butts Unplugged immediately asked, I heard there's going to be an ET 2. In the 80s, there was a plan.
Jaws 5.
I actually have Jaws 5 around here somewhere.
There's no Jaws 5.
Hang on.
Stop it, Joe. Don't do this to me, Joe. Don't do this to me. He's doing it to me. Chat, he's going to do it to me, and he's going to get pleasure out of this. He's going to get absolute pleasure out of this. Let's see. All right, so it's after the Revenge of the... Dude, Cruel Jaws? You're going to do the Italian shit? F you, Joe.
It's
going to bust the Italian?
The title says Jaws 5, right?
That's the dude, the Italians were infamous for doing that, pulling that bullshit. Next, you're going to show me Dawn of the Dead 2, right, asshole? The Italians did that shit all the time.
Does it say Jaws 5?
It does.
Jaws 5.
Now I want that.
Where do you
now
think
I want that
on my shelf? It's
damn it. Now I want that. F you, Joe. I don't like that. You know that's not true. Who is that? Universal Pictures? Who did this shit? Did they do that?
This disc is by Severin. Severin put this out.
That's so Italian. Did you see it yet?
Not yet. I haven't watched it yet.
That is the most Italian thing I've ever seen.
It's
Italian, dude. They did that. Dawn of the Dead. When they released Dawn of the Dead, they released Dawn of the Dead, the second sequel to Night of the Living Dead from George A. Romero. They released that as Zombie. When Lucio Fulci did Zombie, the actual zombie movie in '79, they released that as Dawn of the Dead Part 2. The assholes. And then who knows what happened when Day of the Dead showed up? Who knows what the Italians did with that?
Jaws 5.
That's Day of the Dead. That's their Day of the Dead sequel, Jaws 5.
I will tell you this: if Universal came to me tomorrow, by the way, this isn't going to happen. If Universal came to me tomorrow and said, "We want you to make a Jaws movie,"
Yeah,
I would title it Jaws 6.
you would.
Yeah, gotta
So
respect.
everyone
Jaws.
could be like, "Where's Jaws 5?"
Gotta
And then they
respect-
have to rent
gotta
that
respect the
Drek.
cruel Jaws. Yeah.
You're gonna make people watch that Drek.
Oh yeah.
Catch up. I need to catch up with the Jaws series. Let me watch that. Ugh.
So there you go.
We're never gonna get a Jaws. There's too many shark movies. There's no pitch that they could possibly do that is like, this is gonna be a different shark movie, Jaws 5. That'll never happen.
I always thought they should have done a Jaws prequel set on the Indianapolis.
And there's where you play the baby shark song because it's the baby Jaws.
Yeah.
The prequel.
Young Shaw on the Indianapolis. That
Nicolas
was-
Cage did that movie.
He
Did you hear
did.
about that? The Indianapolis movie or
I
whatever?
didn't see it, but yeah, I don't know. I always thought that should have been the Jaws prequel.
Yeah, it would have been cool. Just like a bunch of army men tied up with guns, shooting and shit. Could have been like aliens in the sea. Jaws 19 shark still looks fake.
I have
How
a Jaws
dare they.
19, I have a Jaws 19 poster hanging on the wall.
Was it Jaws 19? Oh, that was Jaws 19? Damn.
Yeah.
They were so wrong. They were so wrong. Little
Well,
did
I
they know
mean,
every other person
there
would
were-
come up with a shark movie that rendered Jaws useless.
They thought that they would have had Jaws 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I know. We're supposed to get a bunch of those, but in 2014, everyone was making that joke. It's like, all right, they're going to release all the Jawses now in 2014. Everyone made that joke.
Do you remember who the director of Jaws 19 was, according to the movie?
Was it Zemeckis again?
It was Max Spielberg.
Max Spielberg? Oh my God. At least it wasn't Max Landis.
How do we get on the topic of Jaws 5? Like, we were
We're
talking
talking
about
about E.T. making up.
ET2. Oh yeah, so ET2. In the 80s, there was a plans for an ET2. The title of the script was written. Title was ET2 Nocturnal Terrors, and I may not get all the details right.
That
but
sounds like it turned into Gremlins.
it basically was evil aliens were coming to Earth, and we're going to we're terrorizing the Earth. And Elliot
They wanted to get fingered by E.T. That was the goal. We need his finger.
Well, it was going to be E.T. saves the day. It was going to be like
With
Elliot,
his finger. Come on. You know it's going to be the finger.
Elliot's, E.T.'s always there to give you the finger.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was basically going to be Elliot calls E.T. like you guy.
E.T. got fingered. That was the title,
It's-
right? Like Freddy.
Yeah. So it got pretty far along. Like there was a script. It was in development. Then Spielberg basically read it and was like, "We can't do this. We just can't do this. Let's leave E.T."
Where was that energy for Crystal Skull, Mr. Spielberg?
Well, thank God that energy wasn't there because I love. Then we wouldn't have Crystal Skull.
I like Crystal Skull.
I love Crystal
I
Skull.
was being a butthead. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
Let
Crystal
me be my
Skull's my
butthead.
Crystal Skull's my fourth favorite Indiana Jones movie.
I saw Crystal Skull twice in the theater, so you know I liked it.
Yeah, I saw it.
I rarely see movies twice in the theater.
I saw it 4 times in the theater. Yeah, I like that one quite a bit. It wasn't as good as Dial of Destiny though. Dial of Destiny's better.
One of my favorite making of, I haven't seen Dial of Destiny yet. I will see it. A lot of people that I respect really liked it. So
It's my third favorite. It's my third favorite Indiana. I keep saying the best Indiana Jones movies are the ones that have Sala in them. If
I
Sala
disagree.
is in your Indiana Jones movie, you're watching one of the best.
I think the final 30 minutes of Temple of Doom is as good as we'll ever get Indiana Jones. Sorry.
That's my least favorite.
I know that's everyone's least favorite, but I love the hell out of it. Anyway, what I was gonna say, this one of my favorite making of books was the making of Last House on the Left. That they chronicled basically everything from the pitch to Wes Craven, meeting Wes Craven for the first time. Apparently Wes Craven was like a huge hippie, long hair, bell bottoms, flower, he was like a flower power kid. And he came to Sean S. Cunningham. Apparently he was really affected by the Vietnam War, and they were watching a lot of like footage and shit that was on TV that affected them, and they were big fans of this movie called The Virgin Spring by Ingmar Bergman, which I saw. I really dig that movie. And they basically wanted to do a modern remake, sort of portraying the idea of parents having their kids like completely brutalized, and that feeling of what they wanted to do, which is what he felt was being shown in TVs of like these kids dying in Vietnam and shit, and parents freaking out over that. He wanted to recapture that. That's always been my favorite making of book, because of they literally chronicled everything. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And I never pictured Wes Craven to be a hippie. I love that image.
I thought about buying Max. See that box there? That's all movies for Max.
You want to buy Max?
Yeah, I want to buy Max.
Dude, slavery is illegal, bro. We can't be doing that anymore.
It's all right. I figured I could.
I pay top dollar for Max.
Yeah, I could do some laundry or something. But no, that box there is full of VHS tapes I'm sending Max.
Based.
And I almost bought him. It's not in there. It's not in that box. But I almost bought him Music of the Heart, the Wes Craven
Gloria Estefan movie. Yeah.
Yeah, with starring Meryl Streep, like
And
the one,
Gloria.
the ultimate non-Craven film.
I heard it was good. And
Yeah.
I like Gloria Estefan. Come at
Did you see early in the stream what I put in the box? What
No.
Max is getting?
No.
I just picked this up this morning, and I signed it on stream. Max actually was here. He saw me sign it on stream. Where did it go? Fell out. Fell out of the.
Fell out. All hands on deck. Max's present fell out. Who signed it? You signed it. You didn't get those
Crazy
other guys to
Joe.
sign it.
No, I don't know where they are these days.
We'll check them all. They might be there still.
Yeah, I mean, it's been over a decade, but I'm sure
They're looking for their
now.
shirts, bro. They might still be there.
Bruce says we can get Max on discount. I've seen that finger toy. That finger toy
You
is
get a
amazing.
bundle deal with Max and his VHSs.
Have you ever seen the ET finger toy?
No.
Okay, I'm trying to find an image
I
of
want to
it.
see it.
Oh, it's pretty amazing.
Hey, it's me, Ron. I forgot. I'm Ron Exel. I like hockey. What are we talking about? Hockey.
Here it is on eBay that I bought on eBay. I bid on
Ew.
shadows sold to pay.
Man, I ain't even going to say a joke about this. I'm just going to let it sit and you guys could. Oh my God.
Finger glows when pressed. Battery.
Oh my God. People don't just put that in their finger, Joe.
Slip ET finger over your
How much
index
is that?
finger.
$400? No, I can't pay
$400.
$400 for
You
that
can
joke.
you can get these for cheaper than that. I've
Yeah,
seen.
I'm not
these.
going to pay $400 for the best joke I've ever made. I'm sorry.
What is this? This is like a homemade one. This isn't even like one.
Hill.
There's a whole
That's-
market of people selling ET fingers.
Homemade finger lights. Ew.
Ages 4 and over.
It's finger light. This is how the guy got the fucking idea for a fleshlight. This is exactly how it happened. They looked at that thing and was like, okay, I know what people are using this for. I'm gonna create the real product.
Yeah.
They make bootlegs of the finger light. Think about that. Is that the world's most disturbing bootleg?
I actually hang on a second. I have to step away just for a second, but I've actually got a really good
A
bootleg.
fleshlight?
hang on one second here.
All right, we're waiting for Joe to get his fleshlight, chat. Don't make things too awkward when he comes back with it. I have a career to think about. We have 8 people watching. Don't forget to hit that like if you like what's going on here. If you like Joe showing off his stuff, hit the like.
All right, this was a gift from my friend Tony. Are you ready? This is a bootleg. How do I? All right. The Visitor
Oh
from
my
Outer
God.
Space.
What is that? Is that like the Turkish ET?
The Visitor from Outer Space, ages 3 and up, on the card from Jar Sales.
He gets shot in the chest? What's with that dot?
Made in Hong Kong.
Oh
You
my
want to see?
god.
You want to see the back? You know, the back of any good action figure shows you all the other toys in the line, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Brown.
I wanted to see the little princess, and it's just like a blonde mermaid. The Little
Just-
Mermaid princess.
The Visitor from Outer Space. That's all it is. This was a gift from my friend Tony.
What's the background? Is that image from something? Like that looks like a painting. Like
It's like a picture of a spaceship. It's
Yeah,
like
I
a
know, but I wonder,
painting of
can
a
we?
spaceship, but it's I don't know. Can we?
It's like a
I
painting.
don't know how well you can see it.
Could be a famous painting, sci-fi painting. That's like the cover for Battlefield Earth and shit. Interesting.
I don't know. It is actually a pretty good, some pretty good artwork, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's like a 1950s
Yeah.
painting. Jacob McKenzie, what up, Joe?
And oddly enough, I'm wearing the shirt. I didn't even.
Yeah,
I
this has
didn't even
been
say that's not
ET.
planned. No, this isn't the
ET
stream.
Entertainment Tonight.
Na, 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 do, 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 do. Oh, yeah. Lisa sent me a Voodoo Mr. T. I have that nearby too. You want to see Voodoo T?
I don't even know what that is.
Hang on. This was
I can imagine.
this was sent to me by Lisa. Hang on
All
a
right.
second.
Voodoo Mr. T. Whatever you do, don't put pins on it just in case it hurts Mr. T in real life or something.
Everything's behind the bar. I gotta keep going behind the bar to get this stuff.
Open bar. Don't hurt the Voodoo Mr. T just in case it's a real voodoo doll. It might be a real voodoo doll, so don't hurt him.
No,
Yeah,
no,
keep him safe.
he pities the fool who
Who hurts and puts him in voodoo.
Mr. T.
Oh my god, look at that. Where are you hanging that? That hangs in the car, right?
I'm putting this in with my. I have a bin just in Mr. You know, there. I used to have a Mr. T shrine in the basement, and I had to take it away to make
You
room
and all men, Joe. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's going to go in with the stuff from my Mr. T shrine as soon as I can bring it back. Let me see. I this virtual background. This is what my Mr. T shrine used to look like.
Holy shit. That is a shrine. Look at Rocky 3. Oh my god.
I had to take it down though. I had to make room for the kids to have their Lego table up.
They're
Look,
like, Dad, we hate Mr. T. We don't know who that is, Dad. He's scary. That's funny. What's that Batman sign over there? Is that a Batman? Is that the Batman?
Oh, that was
Batcave?
just that was a Batcave toy.
Yeah, I think I had that one. That's why I'm pointing it out.
Yeah.
All the girls got to get cool shit. I tell this all the time. I was really into Barbie's Playhouse when I was a kid because I would watch a lot of action movies from like Hong Kong and like a lot of action movies, like B movies. Like they don't really like, of course they have set pieces in the sewer. For the most part, a lot of the movies I see would take place in like, you know, assaults on homes, you know, Lethal Weapon, stuff like that. So I could only relate to like playing with toys and action scenes inside like a domestic house. That's where I would see most action scenes play out. Wouldn't be playing out in the sewers and all this shit that the boys would have. So I'd always like take my like James Bond toys and use them in a pink playhouse because it was the best. It was the best way to recreate what I was watching on screen. James Bond wasn't in a sewer.
Yeah. So there you go. This is Mr. T's Water War. I have this in my collection too.
What is that?
Mr. T's Water War. Hit
Water
Mr. T and the other side gets wet.
Oh God. Let's get wet with Mr. T.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. T's Water War. Look at that.
Is he spitting at that kid?
The water comes out of this like little hole here.
Oh, so that's not spit. Ew. And look at how he's looking at you. Do I have to look him in the eyes? He squirts me. No,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you. Get
Yeah,
out of
you
here.
do. Yeah, you do.
I don't want to look at that man in the eye.
I got one of those.
I
in
get
my
his
collection.
fluids on me.
Green Pal says, "I remember that thing."
Yeah,
I got a lot of oh, let's see. Can I find
caused a
Mr.
lot of
T?
trauma, didn't it?
Let me see if I can find a Mighty Car. This was my holy grail. This was my holy grail item for a while. Come on. there was one toy that was like my holy grail item, and it took me years to find one, and then I ended up with 3. Here it is. I got like 3 of these in my collection now.
What?
Which
one? Let me see. I'm not. I see 3
wait a
different
minute.
things.
It opened in a separate window. Hang on.
Yeah. Do you have a toy that you never got? I have a toy that I never got for Christmas. I asked for it every Christmas and I never got it. And I'm thinking right now, I'm gonna buy it right now. And just fuck it, fulfill the prophecy. The one toy I've asked for every Christmas when I was a little kid was I wanted a RoboCop with the RoboCop cop, the Detroit cop car. I thought was one of my favorite vehicles ever, and I've always wanted the Detroit cop car with RoboCop, and I never got it. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna order it right now.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know if I've seen that.
You never seen the Detroit car?
No.
The RoboCop car. RoboCop car.
See this Mr. T's head pops up and down while he drives, and this is missing his. I got the accessories. He's missing his axe. He comes with an axe and a gun.
That's cool. Did you like the A-Team remake? I actually liked the A-Team remake.
I did. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was very clever how they did it. I liked how they would do the montage of them planning, and then they'd show the plan be in fruition while they're planning it. So it's like a really cool like montage music video thing. I like that. If you go to private chat, I sent you a link to that RoboCop cop car. Right. And don't no one get it for me. I'm buying it right now, literally. I've wanted this thing since like 1987, bro. Since I saw RoboCop, I always ordered it. There was one year I got a bunch of Hook toys though. That was cool. 91.
There it is.
Beautiful. I've always wanted this thing. I love that cop car for some reason. Probably because it was involved in a car chase.
Dun, 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 dun. No, 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 no.
Murphy. Does he call himself Murphy at the end of RoboCop? Murphy. What a badass. What a perfectly designed, awesome, just everything. It's just perfect. The makeup in that thing. I can't believe that's rubber and it looks metal. It's like fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, the action figure?
I did have the action figure. I'd have to get it again. I lost it. I just wanted that damn car. I wanted that damn car and I couldn't get it.
Oh, wait. Does this come with the link you sent me? Does it come with it?
I don't know. I just looked for RoboCop cop car.
Yeah, complete with a die-cast RoboCop figure.
I'll get it.
Better hurry up. If someone watching the stream might buy it from out from under you.
They will not.
Well, they got 5 available though. So
yeah, I'm good, man. I already ordered this. I'm buying it now.
Okay. All right.
Da, 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 da. $38. That ain't breaking my bank.
No, that's a good price.
Yeah. For something I've wanted for like decades. Part of my childhood.
Did you ever see Robert? Did you ever see Robert Cop?
What?
Let me see if I can find Robert
Cop. Did you ever see when I think it was the guy, I forget who directed it, but did you ever see the one where RoboCop's just shooting a bunch of dicks?
Yeah.
That was like, holy shit. That is a movie.
Here's Robert Cop. This is a bootleg, which should come as no surprise.
Robert Cop? How much is this thing? $28. All right, let me look at the details of this thing. Robert Cop. That's awesome.
There's a few different Robert Cops. Obviously, this is Robert Cop 2. You can find a Robert Cop.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
You can't tell by looking at it?
Yeah, there's a few.
I have a shirt that just says Alan and it has the poster of Alien, but it says Alan. And it says, in space, no one can hear you in space.
In fact,
My
here's
favorite shirt of all time. In
Oh,
space, no
man.
one can hear you in space.
I kind of want one of these now. I just found this. Wait a minute, where we?
Yeah, let's just get a bunch of misprints. That shit's awesome.
Which I lost track of. Okay, here we go. You ready? Look at this.
Bum, 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 bum. Robert Kopp. Does the back say definitely? Oh, that's a sponsor. Definitely not a cop.
Robert Kopp.
And there's Robo Hazard. They put Robert Hazard. Robo Hazard. Not a cop. Bum, 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 bum.
I kind of want a Robert Kopp T-shirt.
Oh
now.
God, Kingdom. Good joke. I like it. Story checks out.
My mother just found my Rainbow Bright thermos in the kitchen cabinet time capsule. Don't know where my lunchbox went. It was plastic though. Boo.
When are we getting a Rainbow Bright reboot? Let's go.
Well, there was one a few years ago.
Gritty reboot. Gritty. It's got to get Nolan-fied.
Gritty Rainbow Bright.
I'm gonna pitch a gritty Pippi Longstocking movie.
Sure, why not?
I wanted to give her the Warriors template where she gets away from the trailer park and she goes to the urban city for the first time and gets mixed up in all these gangs trying to get her, and she just wants to make it back to the trailer home. It's like basically the Warriors template.
I'd watch that. Why not?
Hell, who wouldn't? It's Pippi Longstocking kicking ass. Pippi Longstocking meets Silent Night. She's just going off in gangs and shit.
Wait, is Pippi Longstocking in the public domain yet? You can make that when we get
That's
Steamboat
true.
Willie.
Knowing how dumb everyone is, like, why are they making a movie about Wendy's girl?
Wait, the girl from I
Wendy's
gotcha.
the restaurant. I bet you someone would confuse them. Pippi Longstocking with Wendy's.
Reddit claims Pippi Longstocking is already in the public domain.
All right, we're doing it.
Is Pippi Longstocking in the public
Her
domain?
house is still there? Is that a house?
Although 4 of her original books were once in the American public domain, only the first still is. The other 3 had their copyrights restored and were removed from the public domain. So as long as you base it on the first book, you're good.
I don't want to. I want to base it on the Warriors.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, you could take the character and put the character in any situation so long as you don't use aspects of the character
From the second and third.
that were introduced in later books.
Okay. I'll just use the name. I hope she didn't get her pigtails in the second book. I'd get pissed.
Like, I can make a movie right now called Mickey Mouse Rapes Pumpkins. But as long as he is wearing his Steamboat Willie outfit and doesn't have
Well, can you
gloves
call him
on.
Mickey Mouse, or do you have to call him Steamboat Willie?
Well, no, I think you can call him Mickey because his name was Mickey Mouse in the show. In Steamboat
It
Willie.
was Mickey Mouse in Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think he's got to have the steamboat hat on, though. And he's got to not be wearing gloves. And he has to
Lame.
not be.
So we could use it. I'm going to do Steampunk Willie
Steampunk Willie. Probably could.
and just recreate Steamboat Willie, but in a steampunk setting. Later, $1 million in my hand now. Thank you. Remake Steamboat Willie as freaking Poor Things. That movie was steampunk.
Lisa says the Pippi Longstocking house is still there.
In
And,
Florida, really? I didn't know
yeah.
she was a Florida gal.
She's not. She's in Rhode Island. But
Oh.
but Justin Scard apparently did a video where he went to the house. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to end this stream. We've been going almost two hours, and I still have other things I got to get done today.
Absolutely. I got to finish Echo anyway.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to come on here, give a give an overview of what to expect from Crazy Joe Adventures in the coming year.
Glad to be updated, Joe. I gotta say.
Man, this book sucks. I just realized I shouldn't have bought this
Why?
because it has a I gotta turn that virtual background off. Let me see settings. How did I even do it? All right, there we go. None. All right. Yeah, I didn't realize this book's got an introduction by Kathleen Kennedy.
Dude, that makes it $20 more. That makes it worth more. What are you talking about? Give it. Can you rip out those pages and send it to me, Joe, please? Can you rip out the Kathleen Kennedy? I want that. I want to frame them, please. Give it to me.
Oh, we don't want her. She's the
I want her. She's the queen. Dude, that lady saved Star Wars. How dare everyone?
Where's
she saved Star Wars.
Oh,
isn't she lovely?
I'm using Max's crap now. So no, I love Kathleen Kennedy. Team Kathleen.
Who doesn't? What producer in Hollywood doesn't want a piece of that resume? Come on, get out of here.
E.T., Back to the Future, Roger.
Get out of here.
My God, she's all killer, no filler.
Seriously.
Well, that might be an exaggeration. She's done some things that weren't so great. Like, I don't hate it.
It's funny because if it's not her, my other go-to producer is Gail Ann Hurd. So even if it's not her as like, the boogeyman, you're gonna have Gail Ann Hurd coming right up. Like she would have snatched that Star Wars and been in charge of that shit.
You bet she would. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for stopping by, Ron.
Yeah, no problem. It's me. I love Canadians. I love hockey, and I love Crazy Joe and Crazy Joe Adventures. And I come here to talk hockey.
You can catch Ron at local sports memorabilia shows, signing pucks and sports cards,
or Little Movie Perp stream. I like to troll that bastard dinosaur. Find me there.
Yeah, or on the comic book show. What's the comic book show called? Guys Talk Comics.
Guys Talk Comics and hockey in Canada and provinces.
I hear those guys on the comic book show hated you so much, Ron, that they burned their whole stream to the ground rather than have you be seen again.
I know they can't handle hockey talk. Can't handle Canada. They can't handle our provinces. Remember John Ford? Famous Canadian John Ford.
Oh yeah.
He smoked crack. That's how we do things here in Canada.
Yeah, he did. Well, it's good having you here, Ron. Thank you.
Likewise. It is good having me, isn't it?
Yes.
The world is more blessed because of me, Ron Hextall, hockey player.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. More Crazy Joe Adventures coming in the coming year. And this was an odd stream. This was
wouldn't have it any other way, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people who usually show up. I mean, we got some cool people showed up. Green Peel was here. Lisa was here. Kingdom of Nerds. I'm not going to name everybody that was here. There was a lot of people here, but a lot of the usuals, the regular people who show up when I do a stream, didn't show up. Maybe it's because of the time of day. I don't know. But
time of day, and also I've been hearing rumors of your retirement for the last 3 days. Maybe that affected this stream.
Yeah, well, my retirement stands, just not from this channel.
Okay.
As
long as you're around talking movies, I don't care what you say you're doing.
The Crazy Joe's concession stand channel's dead. That's all there is to it. That channel's dead. I mean, I'm not going to delete the videos; they'll stay up, but I'm just not going to be doing that channel anymore. And I don't know, unless I feel inspired to take part in movie talk, I'm probably not going to take part in movie talk because.
We'll inspire you. We'll say something dumb that you have to show up and correct the record or something. Don't worry, we got you.
I mean, I'll be there to gloat when they announce that Gal Gadot is coming back as Wonder Woman. But...
Oh my God! And if she's not, are you going to leave or are you going to take your hits?
Well,
is that the is this retirement a sort of a safety net? So if you're proven wrong, you just don't have to show up. And
no, because I always said anything can change. Anything can change. Things are always in flux. And this goes back to people wanting to believe what they want to believe.
Exactly.
And not looking at facts. The facts are right now, every bit of evidence we've had has indicated that she is coming back. That's just the facts. And people don't want to hear that. But the fact is, James Gunn said we did not fire Gal. He said that. James Gunn another time said we are in negotiations with Gal. He said
Right.
that. Another time
She confirmed that, didn't she?
she said I had a meeting with James Gunn. He said we're going to do this together. She
Right.
said that. So unless if people are lying, and then people keep coming, and people, here's the thing: people who don't understand how business works say things like, "Well, how come when she said she had a meeting with James Gunn, he didn't confirm it?" Well,
You
our
didn't have
deal-
to.
yeah, but it's like our deal signed, because I remember them coming out and saying, "Guess what? The whole cast of Star Trek, the Kelvin timeline movies, is coming back for another Kelvin timeline movie." And then the cast came out and said, "Hey, we didn't sign deals yet."
Yeah.
You don't make an announcement like that until the contracts are done or until you're ready to make an announcement. And then Variety comes out and says, no Wonder Woman projects in development. So that means it's not true. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Nobody said a Wonder Woman project was in development.
Isn't Paradise Lost a Wonder Woman project? That
Well,
doesn't that
that's a-
technically count?
That's a prequel. I mean, that's a but I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
you don't
that
think
would-
she's gonna show up? Come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be in that. So it's like it's one of these things where it's like, why would they make an announcement when there's nothing to announce? Like, why would you announce the thing that doesn't have to be announced? But the fact is, they clearly spoke to her because she said they did. So now those negotiations could fall through.
They might not even be done yet, so they don't have an official yes
Right.
or no.
Right. And then the writer's strike happened. Like there was a writer's strike, there was an actor's strike.
Right.
They weren't signing any contracts during that.
Right.
So what's James Gunn? James Gunn's going to announce something prematurely? No.
Yeah, he doesn't
No,
even
it's
have the
not.
idea. He might not even be there yet. He might not
Right.
even get there where it's like, I haven't thought of Wonder Woman yet. So far, it's Gal until I think about it. You know, it could be that
But
situation.
what do we know for a fact? Like, what are the facts that we know? We know that he's bringing back actors that were in the previous incarnations. We know
John Cena. Yeah.
John Cena, Viola Davis,
Viola Davis.
Zolo
Hardcore.
Mana. I don't know how do you pronounce it? Zolo Mana Duella, or I don't know, Blue Beetle. We know people are coming back, so it's not like bringing back a character from the previous iteration is something wild and oh my god, how come they'd be bringing someone back? They don't do that. No, we know they're doing that. We know for a fact they're doing that. They've told us they're doing that. They've confirmed some of the ones that are coming back. So just because they haven't confirmed this one person yet, all the little clues and breadcrumbs indicate she's coming back. Now, as soon as the clues and the breadcrumbs indicate she's not coming back, I will change my stance. But we're not there yet.
Oh, Lisa. Viola's from my neck of the woods. Nice. Very talented lady. Very talented neck of the woods.
Yeah, Rocket Raccoons from my neck of the woods. Bradley Cooper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Bradley Cooper's from Norristown, Pennsylvania.
He got swallowed up
is-
by that Maestro movie.
As is Maria Bello. Maria
Poor
Bello's
guy.
from Norristown as well. And the singer Pink. She's also from
I like Pink.
a lot of people. I don't really know Pink that well. I mean, I know who she is, but I don't know that I know any of her songs. I might have to hear them. Like if I heard them, I would
You
think,
probably
oh,
heard him. You probably heard him. She was very.
Sometimes
She's
I
got
don't
spunk.
know.
I like spunk in my
Yeah.
entertainers.
There you go. It's that Philly attitude. So
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, Philly attitude. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. In the playground where I slapped Chris Rock,
oh yeah, Slapsy McGee.
Bad Will Smith. Oh well. I hope Bad Boys 4 is great.
He learned that from Uncle Phil. Learned that
Yeah.
from watching Uncle Phil.
The expert pool hustler, Uncle Phil. My favorite episode ever.
Ooh. All right, everybody. I got to go on. I got stuff I got to get done before my wife gets home. So I got to clean in and
All right, I got to go make sure that
Wonder Woman.
Echo vastly improves, and I love it, and I want to push it. I love the idea of Echo. I love that character in Hawkeye. I really want this show to work, man. I loved Hawkeye. I thought it was an absolute delight. I thought she was awesome. There are moments where I think this could be good. Hopefully, they take advantage in the next 1.5 episodes I have left. That's all.
all right. Okay, everybody, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the plastic feet.
Keep wearing those pajamas
Tell everyone you meet
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the back door flap.
Keep wearing those pajamas
Don't open it, it's a trap.
Oh no,
It's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas.
keep on wearing those pajamas Keep wearing those pajamas
And now we're having fun,
Keep wearing those pajamas
and now the song is done.
You had Slipknot do that song?